Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So today I'm so excited to just give you guys an update on how things are going in our homeschool. I love listening to other homeschool moms talk about what's working in their homeschool, what's not working, what are some wins that you have as a homeschool mom, what are some losses that you have, what are some things that didn't work out quite as you thought, or what's something that surprised you, or whatever the case. I just love listening to other homeschool moms talk about homeschooling. So hopefully you do too, and that's why you clicked on this video. So if you are new, hello, my name is Madison. I have 4 kids, ages 14, 6, 3, and 1. My oldest is about to finish his 8th grade year. My second oldest is about to finish his kindergarten year, which is so sad. I'll talk about his kindergarten graduation and stuff in this video. I'll give you guys a little update on that and how we're doing that as a homeschool family. And then, of course, my 3-year-old, he just kind of plays. He's very creative, so I will talk about that a little bit because a lot of 3-year-olds these days are in preschool. So even though he's not really doing that much school because we homeschool, it's because we homeschool. A lot of typical 3-year-olds are in a preschool environment. And then my 1-year-old, my baby girl, she's just a baby, you know, just wild and crazy. So anyway, that's a little bit about me. And I also do have my part-time job as my cleaning channel. So you may know me from that. But this is just like my passion project, sharing homeschool stuff with you guys. I am obsessed with homeschooling. It is like my favorite thing ever. It is like my calling in life. I truly feel that way. I have not always felt that way, so definitely check out my Why I Homeschool Our Homeschool Story video because I talk all about that in there. But I truly feel so convicted to homeschool our children from start to finish, and I just truly enjoy it. We've had some busy couple of days, very busy, like I'm kind of exhausted, so I thought I would share about that as well. Right now, my 2 little boys are at like a homeschool enrichment school that they go to for 3 hours on Fridays. So it's just like electives or fun type stuff, and they get to see their friends and all of that. They both really enjoy it. My 3-year-old, he started going when he was like barely 2, and at first he didn't love it, so I haven't totally decided when I'm going to start sending. The youngest you can be is 2. I think it used to be 1, so I think he was just like a couple months younger than 2 when he started, but now it's 2. Charlie will be 2 in September, my youngest, my daughter, so I haven't fully decided if I'm going to send her that young yet. I'll see how she's doing and if she feels ready. But it really helps me. Right now she's napping, and my oldest is doing some schoolwork on his own. So it really helps me to be able to make these types of videos. So anyway, let's just get into this update. So I have been posting what curriculum we used this year and kind of my reviews on them since the year is ending. So I have a kindergarten homeschool review video where I talk about all his curriculum and what I thought about it, and then I have an 8th grade curriculum review video as well up on my channel. So definitely check those out if you want to see what kind of curriculum we've been using this year, what I thought about it. I think that will help you to understand this update more as well. But then I also want to talk about like their electives and things because we've really gotten into some of their electives this year, and we've really gotten into like being a part of the homeschool community, which I think was one of my mistakes when I was homeschooling my oldest. At the beginning, I did not really, I think I joined the homeschool group. We have a really large homeschool group where we live. Like it's like a full-on like official group. It's not just like some moms. Like I don't know how it started, but like people are paid to like run it and everything. And so it's not just like a few moms that like threw it together and then are like pressuring you to go to the park meetup or whatever. We actually don't even do that. That's not something that we do. We went once. It was kind of crazy. So anyway, there are too many kids. But so we just go to the park with our friends or whatever, our homeschool friends. But it's a really nice, like, big group that does, like, a lot of field trips and stuff together. So that is something that we've been doing, and we actually joined a chess club, a homeschool chess club this year. Best decision ever. This was our first, we started in the middle of the year, so this was our first semester doing it, the spring semester. And it's been so good for my kids. So I want to share a little bit about that because I feel like chess is not really something that I see other homeschool moms talking about that their kids do, but it's like a thing. It's kind of like a sport. It's like an elective or an extracurricular, and I would highly encourage other homeschool moms to get their kids into it, even if you don't play chess. Like, I don't personally play chess. And my husband doesn't either, although my dad does, and my oldest's dad, who I'm not with, he plays a little bit. So that, I think, kind of got Carter interested in it when he was younger, but then also I put him in the electives that we can do on Fridays. I put him in like a little chess class. You get to pick 3 classes, and one of them I picked was chess for him because I knew he had an interest in it, and he did that for like a few years. So he has a lot of background in chess. But then my 6-year-old has no background whatsoever in chess. It just has a big brother to help teach him in chess club, and he's doing awesome, and like amazes me how well he can play chess he's a very young 6-year-old. He turned 6 in January. How well he can play chess at such a young age. So like, he beat some of our neighbors that live behind us. There's these 4 boys, but the 3 oldest are the ones that will just climb over the fence. They're like behind us. They just climb over the fence and come play. It's really funny. So we'll have like 3 extra boys in our house a lot in the afternoons when they're not homeschoolers when they get back from school. So, but he beat like an 11-year-old that said he played chess. Henry beat him. So I was really impressed by that. But anyway, so I thought I would talk about that, and then I thought I would talk about just how our curriculum is going, and I thought I would talk about our routine. We are getting into a much better routine, which I'm so proud of myself. I am not a routine person, you guys. I am a spontaneous person. You know, I feel like a lot of people who choose to homeschool probably are. Like, I feel like people who put their kids in public school, some of the draw of that is the structure. You know, they like that structure, and like, they are actually happy to have their kids like in that structure. Whereas us homeschool moms are kind of more like, you know, going against the structure, going against the grain, you know, or whatever. So I feel like hopefully some of you homeschool moms can relate to me in struggling with being in a routine and everything, especially when it's your own kids in your house and you have so many other things to run besides just schooling. But I know there are some homeschool moms who are also very organized and on top of that, because I watch them on YouTube. So, you know, it takes all sorts of people. But for me personally, I struggle with routines, but I'm starting to understand why they help. And I don't mean like a strict routine, more of like a flow. Even the homeschool moms that seem very organized on YouTube, they're like, this is not like a strict hour by hour routine, it's a flow. So I feel like we're getting more into a flow, and I have plans to get us even more into that so that things can just run smoothly. So I want to talk about that in this video and just kind of what we've been up to this past week. We've had a very busy week, or even just a very busy couple of days. Today's Friday, like I said, so they're at their little enrichment school, and we don't do school on Fridays. Like, they get home, they're tired. Jack usually takes a nap. He's 3, so Carter does school on Fridays, but the little ones don't. But then yesterday, on Thursday, we were like gone all day, and then even on Wednesday we were gone for most of the day. So I thought I would just share about how we balance that and just what we've been up to, and just have like a very chatty update with you guys, just like we're friends, and I'm sharing about my homeschool and what's working and what's not. So what do we start with? Let's start with the routine, the flow, how I've been getting more into routine. Honestly, part of what's helped me is our dog. We got a golden retriever puppy, and they're a lot of work, and you would think that that would totally throw off a routine, but I actually think she's helped add some of that structure that we were lacking, because I have to wake up earlier, for one thing, because the dog has to be let out to go potty. So that kind of forces me out of bed. Once I'm finally out of bed, then, I'm not going to get back in bed. You know what I mean? So kind of forces me to wake up earlier when I have to get the dog. Because my babies sleep in. Like my little ones can sleep in, or the ones that are old enough to just pull something up and watch something, they do that, whatever. So I'm not forced to get up at like 6 a.m. by any of my kids. But the dog has to be let out to go potty. So I've been getting up around 6:30-ish, I would say, and I let the dog out to go potty, and I stay out there with her for a little bit, try to get her energy out, and I wake up my 8th grader at that point, which this has been really good for him as well, because with him being homeschooled and then also with all of the medical issues that he's had, which watch my other videos if you want to know about that, I kind of feel bad like waking him up in the morning. I don't know, but he needs to get back into a routine and back to regular life. So I will go, the dog sleeps in his room, in her crate. So I will go in to his room, turn on the light, tell him it's time to wake up, get dressed, brush your teeth, deodorant. Yes, I do have to say those things because boys are just different when it comes to bathing. But when I was in 8th grade, you better believe I was up straightening my hair, doing my makeup fully, doubling. You didn't have to tell me to brush my teeth and put deodorant on, that's for sure. But anyway, so I will tell him that, and I will get the puppy, and I will bring her down, little Winn-Dixie, or we'll nickname Winnie, to go potty, and I will say he needs to come and take over with her so that I can get breakfast going and stuff for myself and then the little ones and everything. So that has been good. So I take her, get her energy out a little bit, sit with her outside. Usually, unless the weather's bad, then it's inside. Take her, go potty, and bring her inside. And then he comes down and he takes over with the dog. He takes his allergy pill. He has really bad allergies, so he'll take his allergy pill, drink some water, and go be outside or just be with her and be supervising her, because she is a puppy and she tries to chew everything and she tries to swallow things that's going to hurt her, whatever. She has to be watched. So he watches her while I start breakfast, and I have been getting breakfast ready before I call the kids to the table. I get it fully ready. I make myself eggs, actually. So I make myself my eggs with a little bit of cheese, a little bit of salt. It's like my favorite meal of the day. I don't know why, but I love my eggs in the morning. So I actually give myself a few moments. I have my eggs. I'll listen to like a podcast, get up on, some Bible stuff or current events, or watch a homeschool YouTube video, something like that, and just kind of chill. And it really helps my mental state for the day. Now, I know people say that, and yet it was never enough to get me out of bed in the morning. But now that I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, now that I see the results, it helps me. So it definitely helps me kind of for the day, because with toddlers and babies and teenagers and kids, homeschooling, it's a lot. It's stressful. It's tiring. I'm not going to lie. Like my 3-year-old, he struggles a lot with tantrums and when he doesn't get his way, and it's really hard. It can be really hard. So that helps me kind of zen in the morning. Then I make the kids their breakfast, and I get the table fully ready, like plates on the table, everything. And then I go get them and get the baby and everything, and we sit down, and that is when we do our morning time. So that's when we read like some of our Sunlight books. That's when we read our Bible story. That's when we read our Jesus Calling for the day. That's when I try to disciple them or like teach them and talk about character and stuff all for the day. And it's been amazing. We'll watch World Watch News. It has been so good. Like I tried sitting my kids down and on the couch just to read a story, all 3 little ones. And no, it's a blank show. Okay? It's crazy. It doesn't work. But food, getting them trapped at the table eating, you have at least a little bit of time. Now, things sometimes go haywire, like my husband leaves for work or whatever, and they see him and they, things can go haywire. But overall, it's been working. And I've been, it's my favorite part of the day. I truly enjoy reading to my kids, spending time talking about God with them, just all sitting around the table chatting and eating breakfast together. Like, at least I already ate, but they're eating. It's amazing. And now the teenager, like, he doesn't like to eat breakfast. He doesn't really like certain breakfast foods. His throat hurts in the morning because he has bad allergies, whatever. So he doesn't eat breakfast, but he's old enough to sit there. So I say, okay, well, you don't have to eat breakfast, but you have to sit here and be with us. So, you know, we make it work for our family, and it's been truly amazing. So that's a little update on that. And then what we've been up to as far as extracurricular activities and things. So Henry, oh, my sister is calling me. So Henry does soccer, and then I actually probably will pause this video and come back because my sister's calling me. I want to chat with her, and I have to go pick them up because it's already time. I've been filming other videos. It's already time to go pick up my little guys from their little enrichment school. So probably gonna pause this here and pick back up in a minute. So to you guys it will be no time at all, but to me it will be like an hour. Whew. Okay guys, I'm back. As you can see, we went to Sonic. I am trying really hard to cut back on Sonic because I was looking at how much money we spend a month at Sonic, and it's a lot. Now our grocery bill is also astronomical, like, as everyone talks about. It's just crazy. But I know it would still be cheaper to buy food from the grocery store than it would be to be getting Sonic so often. And actually, one of you guys mentioned in my vlog, my stay-at-home mom, day in the life of stay-at-home mom, Easter weekend vlog, that what you do is just get like Diet Coke from the grocery store and put like ice and put it in like one of those insulated cups and drink it from that. And I'm like, that's basically what I'm doing here. Now this also has Diet Cherry in it, which I'm sure I could figure out how to do at home as well. So I need to just do that because I love my Sonic drink. And then just have like quick and easy lunches and things at home. I do cook dinner at home most nights, but lunch sometimes we're just like out and about. And I just cave, and anyway, that's like a budget update that I'm trying to work on. I was talking to one of my friends who also homeschools about that as well, because it is the reality of, you know, being a homeschool family and having a bunch of kids and everything. You need to be on a budget. So anyway, okay guys, so I wanted to hop into this video, like cut this into the middle of the video because I forgot to mention this. I wanted to talk about Math with Confidence for a minute and update you guys on that curriculum, because I mentioned in his kindergarten homeschool curriculum reviews video that we had kind of midway through the year, more than midway through the year, added Math with Confidence, and that I was really enjoying it and really liked it. And I don't know, my feelings are starting to change. We'll see how it goes. But I almost switched. Like I almost left the Good and the Beautiful math and was just going to do Math with Confidence. But then he actually was asking to do some of the games and stuff in the Good and the Beautiful math. So that's what kept me going with that. And I don't know if I said this in this video or if it was my last video, but I think it was my last video when I talked about Carter's homeschool picks for this year, his 8th grade homeschool curriculum reviews. I talk about in that video, which I don't know if that's up or not yet, but if it is, I'll link it. If not, be sure to look out for that, because I talk about all of his curriculum and I review all of it and everything, and I'm pretty brutally honest that video. But I talked about how I think I might use 2 math curriculum for him in this next year, because I'm just a crazy math lady, just a math nerd. Math is like in my blood, okay you guys? My dad was really good at math, my grandfather is really good at math, Carter is great at math, so and I love math. So I'm just passionate about it. But we've basically been using both Math with Confidence and the Good and the Beautiful, and it's been going fine. But recently I've started to notice when I'm going to use Math with Confidence that I kind of just want to skip through it. And I don't know if it's just because it's too easy, because we did start this near the end of the year and we're only like on week 8 or something in Math with Confidence. And so it's like maybe it's just a little bit too young and easy for him now that he's 6 years old and near the end of his kindergarten year. I don't know if that's what the problem is. Or maybe it's just some of the lessons, like they're having us build like shapes with straws and things. And we talk about like how many sides does a triangle have, or, you know, an octagon or whatever. And I think that's important, knowing the sides and understanding it. And we talk about the angles and stuff. I think that's important. So I don't know. Maybe I am just getting bored with it, or maybe I'm just getting tired near the end of the year or something. We're going to finish it because, one, I think it is a good curriculum and I want to see how it turns out for Henry. And then also for my future, the rest of my 2 younger kids, if I want to use it or not. So I want to finish it to give it a really good chance. And then 2, I also want to review it for you guys so that y'all can know what we think. I want to have completed the Good and the Beautiful kindergarten and Math with Confidence kindergarten, so I can compare and contrast them and review them for you guys. So there are multiple reasons why I want to stick with it, but I just wanted to update you guys that it's like I find myself not wanting to do it, feeling like this is a waste of time, or this is kind of annoying, this activity or whatever they want us to do is annoying. Whereas with the Good and the Beautiful, I don't really feel that way. I just think like, oh, this is a simple thing and we're done and we're good. But my problem with the Good, and it's fun and enjoyable, but my problem with the Good and the Beautiful is I don't think they conceptualize things enough, like as far as the how many sides and angles does a triangle have, or as far as addition goes. But there's another math program that I have my eye on for next year that I may incorporate. And now I'm like, oh no, my first grader is going to end up with 3 math curriculums for next year. But, I mean, and I'm like not even joking, but sadly, I'm not joking. But, I think we may start with like 3 curriculum and then I'll narrow it down to maybe 1 or 2 that I like best. But I don't know. There's just something. If any of you guys use Math with Confidence, let me know if there were some lessons that you were just kind of like, this is boring, this is too easy, this is kind of tedious, and like, you know, I could just show them on a piece of paper, like in the workbook, like why do I have to get straws? I don't know. I'm trying to pinpoint exactly what it is that's kind of frustrating me or boring me with it, but and then the workbook is super easy. I like the workbook that comes with the Math with Confidence. You trace the numbers, and I like that he has that practice, because I don't think there's enough number tracing. Now, I say I don't think there's enough number tracing in the Good and the Beautiful Math K, but we are doing the Good and Beautiful Handwriting 1, because he already finished the kindergarten handwriting, and we moved to the handwriting 1 like way through the year, and there are numbers in that he's doing. So, but I feel like, so maybe it was the problem with the handwriting and they should have had more numbers in the kindergarten handwriting. I don't know. But I just like that every single day he practices tracing some numbers. I like that about the workbook. It's on every page. But the rest of it, like the little activity, is so easy. He finishes it in like 5 seconds. And he's like, all right, I'm done. And I'm like, why did I have you do that? Like, that was obviously way too easy for you. It was like a waste of time. So that may be because he's 6 and he's at the end of his kindergarten year, and I honestly even thought kindergarten level math was too easy for him, and I had thought maybe I should have done level 1 with the Good and the Beautiful, because like we were actually doing 2 lessons a day of the Good and the Beautiful level K before everything happened with Carter's health, and I was gone for a long time. And so that was good, because then we were ahead when I came back, and that helped with things. And we're almost done. We have like 10 lessons left or something like that of the math, the Good and the Beautiful level K. And I do plan on reviewing it at some point once we finish it. So what was I saying with that? Oh, but I felt like it was too easy, and that's why we were doing the 2 lessons a day for him. But I have heard people say that once they got to like Math, Good and the Beautiful, or Simply Good and Beautiful, whatever, Math, like 3 or something, it gets a lot tougher. It was like 3 or 4. It gets a lot tougher. And so I thought, maybe I don't want to rush him. Maybe I just felt like it wasn't enough, and like instead of doing 2 lessons of the Good and the Beautiful Math, I just needed to add in another math curriculum, like Math with Confidence or something else, or just add in some addition problems and subtraction problems or whatever. Maybe I just felt like it wasn't quite enough. Maybe it wasn't that it's too easy. Like, it was pretty easy for him, but now he's you know, there's certain things that I feel like it's not quite as easy as the year has gone on. And I'm interested to see how I feel about the Good and the Beautiful Level 1 math. I'm pretty positive we'll at least have that as a part of our math curriculums in the next year, because I want to see what it's like and if I like it, if it's right for him. So anyway, that's just like a math update, like a huge math update, and I wanted to just drop that into this video before we got further into like other rambly things, because I feel like curriculum updates are probably something you guys are interested in as you're trying to pick curriculum for your kids for next year and such. So I wanted to update you guys on that, but once I finish these math curriculums, I will do like full-on reviews, full-on comparisons, and everything. This is just like a fun little update, and that's something that I think it's fun. But that's something that you guys can expect from these like homeschool mom update videos. It's just kind of like midway updates and stuff in them. So that's that. Anyway, but I picked up the kids and I got my Sonic drink. So now it's like I've totally forgotten where I was in this update. But I'll share about what we did the past couple of days. So we've been a part of chess club, which has been awesome. We meet every Wednesday, which sadly next week is the last week of chess club. And actually I thought this was the last day of their like enrichment school on Fridays, but actually next week is. So next week is a big week of like the last of some of our activities, which is kind of sad. But it will open us up for other things that I wanted to talk about. But first of all, chess club. So it has been amazing. Like, I did not realize that this was possible, but kindergarten to 12th grade can join this chess club. So my 6-year-old, he joined when he was 5 and then he turned 6. Maybe he started at 6. I don't know. But my 6-year-old and my 14-year-old are both a part of this chess club, and that is because of homeschooling. There is no way, if they were both in their own public schools, one in elementary school, one in middle school, soon to be high school, would they be in the same chess club if they weren't homeschooled. So I think it is so awesome and so good for them because they play chess together, and it's so good for Henry, my 6-year-old, because Carter teaches him things and teaches him openings and endings or endgame. I don't know much about chess, but my kids do, and I love it. I think it's so cool and so much fun. So it's been so good for us, and then also it's good for the moms because we are supposed to stay when you have a kid that's like under 10 at this homeschool chess club. You're supposed to stay, and so we have like the little kids, you know, so we have younger children, so we stay in this like little nursery with our younger children, and we talk, and so that's fun for us too, because like one of my best friends, or my best friend, does it too with her kids. So, and her kids are like Henry's best friends, and so it's awesome. So that's been wonderful. Carter did a tournament, got 2nd place. I was so happy for him. He did awesome. He has an over 1,000 rating. That was his first tournament, so he was unrated before then. So, I don't know. He's doing awesome. We're going to do another tournament in May, and I think Henry's going to do this tournament because he really wants to. And the cool thing about that is these tournaments are like all day long, but the cool thing is that I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Both of my kids, my kindergartner and my 8th grader, can do a chess tournament together. Now, they're playing against different people, but we're at the same place and everything. And the tournament was fun because in between the games, they have 5 games, but it goes on all day long because they have like an hour in between for whatever reason. And so then you can hang out and stuff. And my dad actually took Carter to this past tournament, but I think the next one I will just take me and the 2 big boys and we'll go. And I think it will just be fun. And hopefully eventually our friends will start joining the tournaments as well. And that would make them way more fun. So anyway, we had chess club 2 days ago. I had Bible study that I went to for the first time that was like an hour and a half long. So that was like took up most of the morning driving there, doing the Bible study, and that was an amazing Bible study. I feel like I'm going to be able to teach my kids so much more about the Bible as I learn and become more knowledgeable in it. It was amazing and such a good learning experience and so just fulfilling, and it was just so good. So I'm so glad I finally decided to do that. And then we had chess club. We actually got asked to come early to chess club because of Carter being more advanced and playing with the older kids and everything. So we went to chess club early, so we were there for a long time. So that was a busy day. And then yesterday we had Carter's physical therapy, which he's been doing really well in physical therapy. He's really sore. And then during his physical therapy, it doesn't make sense to drive all the way home, so I took them to a park close by, and the little ones played at the park, had a great time. It was a real success, much better than sitting in the car. They just cry and go crazy. So that was a lot of fun. Then we went we picked up Carter from physical therapy, got him lunch, that's on it, dropped him off at home and so he could do some schoolwork, and we went to our friend's house because my friend had her cabinets painted and she's having some issues with it, and we also just love seeing them because they're also a homeschool family. So we spent some time with another homeschool family, which was super cute and fun, and then we went straight to this library that's like 30 minutes away from our house that was like they were doing a chess meetup at. A lot of the more advanced chess players and they played, and even Henry got to play, even though he's like more, newer than most of them. And since it was a library, first of all, I had the little ones nap in the car because they needed a nap, like they needed it. And then after they napped, I got out of the car and we went to like the play area in the library. So it's really nice when everything we're doing can work for the whole family, if that makes sense. Like we have a lot of kids, 4 kids, different ages, and I'm just trying my best to figure out how to balance it and make it run as smoothly as possible and keep the family together. I love that even like my 2 oldest play chess. Obviously my 3-year-old and my 1-year-old don't play chess yet. But when we go to a library, like there's so much for little ones to do at the library. And so that is just perfect because then it works for all of my kids again. And even Carter with his physical therapy, which is so important for him, I take the little ones to the park. And so then they're getting their energy out at the park while Carter's doing his physical therapy. So I have felt really good about that. A big part of homeschooling is figuring out routines and balance and flow and good habits just to keep the family running and to keep everyone engaged and happy and everything. So I feel like I've been getting much more into a groove with that, and I don't let myself get down anymore. I used to be a really big perfectionist when it came to homeschooling, and I take my kids' educations very seriously, obviously, but I think that I would quit with Carter and put him in public school. I would have a quick trigger on that when things just weren't perfect. But now I'm learning just how to troubleshoot. I see an issue and I'm like, let's figure out how to fix that, because we're so passionate and so committed about homeschooling. And honestly, I would see that like when Carter was in the hospital, I would notice that with, we had so many instances where I had to troubleshoot for him, even though I'm not in the medical field, but I was his mom and I had been there since day one. Or I would witness the nurses or the doctors or whatever troubleshooting, figuring out, okay, this is the problem, how are we going to fix this? And you would think in the medical field there was just a clear answer, but not a lot of the time, actually. So, I don't know, just through my experiences and what God has been showing me and everything, I'm just learning how to look at things more optimistically, like things are going to work out. We just got to push through and troubleshoot this. And so I felt really good about that with our homeschool, that I've been able to, kind of just improve. And my plans, I actually want to make a whole video on my summer plans. So I don't want to get too into this, but I am thinking that with Carter, what I want to do is kind of start to slow down on his school stuff. He's going to finish his math with teaching textbooks. He's been doing 2 lessons a day to try to finish it, because obviously he started in the middle of the year with it. So I'm going to have him keep doing 2 lessons a day until he's done. What's up, Jack? Oh, Dada sound?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Will you close the door?
Okay.
You're staying in here. So I'm going to have him finish. But like with all of his other stuff, I think I'm going to slow him down, and I'm just going to start implementing habits in his life, like teaching him how to do laundry and once a week, and just getting him into a good groove and a good routine with habits. And I actually have some really good plans for him, for his curriculum, and just things we're going to do for him in the next school year. And so, this is my Jack. My 3-year-old. This is Jack. And so I feel really good about that because there are certain areas that I feel like aren't totally working that I've noticed with him being much older and having more difficult coursework. And next year he's going to be in high school, so he's going to have even more difficult coursework. And he just has to spend a lot more time on his schoolwork than the little ones do. And so I'm trying to figure out that balance of how to help him do that. And I think I figured it out. So I will talk about that in his curriculum video for his 9th grade year and then also in our summer plans.
I like kissing and writing. Kissing.
You like kissing and hugging? Oh, that's so sweet. I'm so glad.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay, that's enough. All right, what else has been going on? Okay, I feel like this video is all over the place because I had to stop in the middle. So I apologize for that, but I just love talking about... Jack, why did you knock over my books? But my battery is dying on my camera, so I need to switch out the battery so I can film my sunlight video where I share about our sunlight curriculum and stuff. So I am going to end this, I think. Hopefully this was beneficial, maybe somewhat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Jack, my husband came home from work. He's working on our toilet. One of our toilets is having issues. I swear, if it's not one thing, it's the other with house stuff, and I just always feel so bad for him that he has to deal with that because it's such a headache. But anyway, we are lucky to have him, that he's working on that. So yeah, I guess if there's anything that you guys want me to talk about in homeschool updates, definitely let me know. I've enjoyed talking, like I want to be able to talk about like our extracurriculars and other things that we're doing besides the curriculum. I love talking about the curriculum and I have specific videos for that. And I don't mind updating on how things are going on the curriculum, but because I feel like that, you know, you can do a review of like the whole year, but I feel like it's also beneficial to just after a month of using it, after 2 months of using it, what are my feelings and thoughts? So I want to put that in these videos. But if there's anything else that you guys would like to see in these homeschool updates, then definitely leave a comment below. I would really like to do, thinking of this, like a video of how to get started homeschooling. I actually had someone message me on Instagram asking about that. So she has inspired me, you've inspired me if you're watching this, to maybe make a video of how to get started and how to stay the course and not give up, and how to make it like a positive experience. Because even I was talking to my sister today about how on the phone, we talk on the phone a lot, about how it's so beneficial that we are a part of the homeschool community. So we are a part of Chess Club, the Homeschool Chess Club. We are a part of the, I don't want to say the name because it's tied to our location, but we are a part of a homeschool group that's like an official group, which I think is much better than just some moms throwing it together. It's like an official group that does field trips and park days and things. We actually did do a science co-op before things went south with Carter's health, and we got out of that. Well, we'll probably get back into that. So, and through all those things, we meet moms. So like I have my like moms in our chess club, and honestly that has been amazing. Like those moms, it's so nice to be able to talk to them in that time. Chess club is an hour and a half long, and so it's a good amount of time, and especially if we get there early then it's even longer. But it's really nice to just talk to other homeschool moms. You know, you're kind of a minority. Most people send their kids to either public or private school. So it's nice to talk to other moms who are going through the same thing. So I would suggest that to you guys. Join a homeschool chess club or whatever homeschool club. But then not just a homeschool group, but also like a club of some kind. That has been really nice. Or like a co-op, like we were in a science co-op. The only thing with the science co-op is that we're usually running it, like one of the moms is running it and the other moms are helping, and so it's not as easy to like talk with the moms and everything. But yeah, that has been really good. And then Henry has done soccer, which has been great, and Carter does golf. So Carter, that is something that I want to try to help him get back into, and that's another thing that's like a habit or a routine. He does it with my dad, which I think is another wonderful thing about homeschooling. Like how often would a kid have that much time to spend golfing with their grandfather if they weren't homeschooled? Like sure, they can do it on the weekends, but there's a lot of other things going on in the weekends. And so to try to fit that in is difficult. But when you homeschool, you can fit it in during the week. And so that's great. And so I want to get like a set day that my dad takes him. Right now he can't do a full swing still because he had surgery. Like his scar is from here all the way down to like above his underline. So he had, and they were messing all around in his stomach. So he had major surgery. So he still can't do a full swing. But he can putt. He did putt once so far with my dad, and he said that was fun and it went good. So I want to get him doing that like at least once a week with my dad. I think that will be good. And just get him into golf. Carter's very athletic, but individual sports tend to be better for him specifically and also for our family so that we can pick and choose what tournaments he does and everything, and we're not subjected to a team and when they want to do things. And that was tough when the kids were little and he was playing baseball, and we didn't even do like a traveling team or anything like that. He could have, but it would have been a huge commitment, and he just wasn't that into it enough to commit that hard. Like he didn't enjoy that as much. He likes doing his own thing and making up his own ideas of games and things. And so individualized sports seem to be good for him. And chess has been wonderful because he had, where he physically could not move. But we played chess in the hospital. He tried to teach me, and he plays online. What?
I was coming to look where you were.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
This is Henry. You guys have probably seen him already in my videos on this channel, and then you guys of course see him helping me clean. He's my hard worker on my cleaning channel, but he's my big boy. Look at this big boy. But he's the one who also plays chess, and he plays soccer. And oh yeah, you're going to have your kindergarten graduation soon. I wanted to tell them about that. That's an awesome thing. It's through our homeschool group that they throw this kindergarten graduation. And then we're also meeting other moms who have kids kindergarten age. And so that's another way to meet people, is by doing a graduation. So we're excited about that. He had pictures recently. And what else do you do? Oh, piano lessons. Mm-hmm. Henry also takes piano lessons. He really loves playing piano, and I think it's awesome. And he really enjoys his teacher. He likes going to piano lessons. She always gives him candy, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah. And I'm kind of into golf.
Oh, you're starting to get into golf with B and everybody?
Yeah.
So even both grandfathers golf, and so my husband's dad, his B, has offered to take him golfing, so that will be fun. So maybe you and Carter can golf together too. That's the amazing thing about homeschool, is they could play chess together and golf together. And with this huge age gap, you would never guess it. But that's another awesome thing about homeschooling. I just believe in it so much for so many reasons. And we get to learn about the Bible in the mornings, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and actually the Bible study that I joined, one of our friends that's a good friend of mine, she also homeschools her kids. And they do classical conversations, which is not something that we do. But that's not something that I'm really interested in. But, so we don't do that with them. But we still see them. They go to our church. So we see them in our church. And then they go to this Bible study. And so Henry was able to hang out with his friends while I was in the Bible study. So that was also awesome. So people who say there's not socialization in homeschool just don't know how to get connected. And even with the neighborhood kids who go to public school, we live in a wonderful neighborhood. We're very blessed with that. And they play with the kids that live behind us and everything. So that is great too. Okay, I got one more thing I'm going to talk about without you here, okay? I love you.
Good.
Thank you for sitting with me.
Wait, I'm just going to stay right here until the end. Then
Okay, but you have to be quiet.
Okay.
That's the problem, is you have to be quiet. So if that's boring, then maybe just go ahead and go out. Okay, guys. Whew. I've been talking a lot. I've been making multiple videos today, and I'm tired. I do love to talk, so that's good, but I'm tired. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you haven't already, click the bell to be notified when I post new videos. I'm trying to post at least once a week, maybe even twice a week. Lately, it's been twice a week. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.